Alright, we should be live, and so is Aetherdrift at the moment. So before Wizard servers catch fire, let's get in here and we've got draft tokens, we've got gold. I have 20,000 gold. We can do the gold first. We'll use the draft tokens later. Make it easier to get my refund if their servers detonate. Hey, unsurprisingly, it is fired immediately. Little surprised at the one person who hasn't readied up yet. Come on. Lunch here. Hey. You hear me? Ooh, what was that sound effect? Alright, our rare is Perilous Snare. It is an Oblivion Ring type effect, Banishing Light, technically, that starts your engines and at max speed lets you put a 1/1 counter on a creature or vehicle at sorcery speed. So, pretty strong. We got a second rare, Waxen Shape Thief. It's a clone with flash and cycling, but it can only clone your things, I believe. Copy of an artifact or creature you control. Oh, it's actually a weird metamorph that can only target your own stuff. 1 mana 2/1 with exhaust. We're gonna run out of time. Is there anything here that I find particularly crazy good? No, so I'm a little inclined to grab the Perilous Snare then. It's a removal spell, it's a rare. Oh hey, it's a 3 mana 5/4 with upside. Let's see, there's a tune-up, but we don't have any of the cards that go with it yet. This is an artifact, right? Like, it's an actual artifact. That's tempting, then. Honestly, I think I'm going to take the rare and see what else we get past, because this is an incredibly brutal creature. Just on its own, like, it's so ahead of the curve. And then if we get, like, anything else going with it, so I kind of want to grab that and see what else we get. Alright, now we have the Autarch Mammoth. There's also Vinwixit, but I don't think our start is particularly good for him, so I feel like I have to abandon stuff for him. So the Mammoth is a 6-drop 5/5, but it automatically makes a 3/3, and then it has Saddle 5, and if it attacks while saddled, it makes another 3/3. So, in case you don't know what Vinwixit does, you have no maximum hand size, and if you get to max speed, it lets you draw 2 cards every time you would draw 1 card. So, decently strong. I'm very inclined to take the Mammoth here and start looking for ways to maybe ramp my mana. Hazard of the Dunes is also decent, but I think the Mammoth is stronger. The problem is that there are 2 really good 6-drop, like, big dumb green creatures. This one and the 6/6 gain 4 life with cycling. Our victory is a demonic tutor if you're at max speed, and a Grey Ogre in the meantime. I probably want Molt Tender with the big dumb things that I already have. Light Shield is White's typical combat trick with cycling. Aether Jacket is not terrible. It destroys an artifact, but it's slow, it's clunky, has to be done at sorcery speed, so you can't try and use it to blow people out. Run Over is one of Green's removal spells. It's a punch that costs less if it targets a mount or vehicle. But I think I just want the ramping creature. What I already have. There's a second one now. Okay. So now, Broken Wings also very good in this format. Tons of artifact creatures running around. Because of all the vehicles. There's Marauding Mako, which is insane in the red-blue cycling deck. There's also a blue one that's a 2-mana one that has flying. So those 2 together are your 1/2 curve that just lets you destroy people. But yeah, I think I want another Molt Tender, and now I'm down for things that mill me in green. This is another ramp card. Help me with my bigger things I'm inclined to do. This one's less impressive than some of the other ones because it's 3 mana. Like, previous sets, 2 mana is the ideal, but Instead, we've got a 1-mana 1 that probably doesn't get online until turn 2, or turn 3 rather, and a 3-mana 1 that isn't a creature half the time. Still, I think it's where I want to be. One of the very few just generic vehicles with like no weird text added on. Like, they made a lot of vehicles that have additional text, so that way you'd get something out of them no matter what you're doing. 2-mana 2/2 that can upgrade itself to a 5/5 and gives out trample, or a 1-mana 1/1 that can upgrade itself to a 2/2 and makes a 3/3. Both of these are really good for green. We also have this one. This one's a little bit better than it looks like it is. It's not amazing, but there are certainly cards that play very well with it in the set, so that gives it a little bit more to work with. I think I'm going to take the uncommon because it's an uncommon. I'm going to use that little trick of, if it's an uncommon, there's a reason. Oh, there's the Mole. Perfect. So Mole is eccentric farmer from either Crimson Vow or Midnight Hunt. I can't remember which. It mills you 3, and then if you milled a land, oh no, you can return a land from your grave. It doesn't even have to be one of the cards that you milled. So yeah, we're gonna take that one. I don't care for Ooze Patrol, even if I am self-milling. It's kind of medium, despite being an uncommon. Despite what I said about taking the other guy because he's an uncommon. Oh, cool. We got a mouse anyway. Yeah, right now we don't even have a second color yet, so I'm probably gonna be looking to be black at this point, and either ditch the Perilous Snare entirely. Oh, here's the 6-drop I was talking about. So it's a 6-mana 6/6 with Reach. I forgot about the Reach part. With Cycling 2, and when it comes into play, you gain 4 life. So yeah, I'm probably going to look to pair green with black if at all possible, because that is the self-mill value deck. Yeah, sure, we can turn our scary green creatures into indestructible things. I don't know that I like these that much. There's a cycle of them. There's one in each color. They all do the exact same thing just for that color. But I don't think I need either of those, so... a cycling vehicle or a red spell? I might take the red spell just in case, but I'm not planning to run it. Wild Roads. Second Perilous Snare. Okay. Not gonna lie, it's really tempting to have 2 of those. There's also a Quag Feast, which is you mill and then you destroy a creature, planeswalker, or vehicle if its mana value is less than or equal to the number of cards in your graveyard. So very easy to know if you're going to be able to kill something ahead of time. This thing is okay. I think Black-Green has better options for its self-mill cards. It is a reanimate later on, though, so sometimes it's going to be really good, but... I think I should take Quag Feast, honestly. It is super tempting, though, to take the second Perilous Snare, but I think with what I have already... Like, I already have the cards I would want for a green-black setup. Alright, so District Mascot is actually really strong, so... If it attacks while saddled, it gets a counter, and it starts with 1, and it has the ability to remove 2 counters to destroy an artifact or enchantment. So what you do is you saddle it, you attack with it, even if it's not going to live, and you just remove the 2 counters and kill their card. Like, you don't have to do anything else with this for that to work. If it can live and keep getting counters, it's even better. So... we also have a 4/2 that pumps your guys when it comes in, like one of your other creature or vehicles when it comes into play. Another run over. We have a lot of good cards, actually, for what I'm trying to do here. I think I'm going to take the Mascot, though. I think that's actually one of these stronger cards in the set. Alright, here's another self-mill enabler. So, oh no, wait, this is not the card I thought it was. I thought this was the mill 4 cards and then you get a creature back from among them, and whenever a card leaves your graveyard, you gain a life. That is not that card. This is a completely different card. So, not as good at enabling. No white cards, though. I think I take the Grim Javelineer, then. I'm sorry, I thought this was a completely different card. Jaguar is okay at best. Here, I'll pull it up for a little bit longer. And Creepy Doll. Creepy Doll's not terrible. It lets me get cards in the graveyard. Alright, we'll try the Creepy Doll. I love this card. We're nowhere near it being a good card in our deck, though. I think we take the 4 mana 4/4 Reach Trampler. I don't really care for this card. You have to put in a lot of effort, it feels like, in order to get your lands out of it. It costs you 5 mana, and if you are not attacking, then, like, if you're not in a good position to attack, it's 5 mana to get 1 land from your deck. Like, it is not a particularly strong card. And the payoff is, when you hit max speed, you get to get 4 lands out of your deck. That's not really a whole lot of payoff. This thing is dumb. It makes a pilot for every vehicle you manage to get into play, as long as you can actually activate it at the time. There's another Maximum Overdrive, but I think I'm just going to take another bike for all my top-end cards that I have, and I'm hoping to get more of. Alright. Broken Wings. This thing is also really good in Black-Green Self-Mill, since it costs less for every artifact or creature that dies. I do want a Broken Wings, but I already have the District Mascot as a disenchant. I think I'll take the Stalker. There's the 1 mana 1/1 Death Touch. There's also a 1 mana turns into 2 bodies. I think either of these would be fine here, but I think I'm going to take the green one again. Alright, there's the Animate Dead. That also makes a pilot. It's not terrible. Surveyor is meh, like playable. Wreck Remover is playable, but not amazing. Yeah, I think I'm going to take the Reanimator card, since I already want a self-mill. Alright, now I have 2 of these already. I'm going to take the Death Toucher. Ooh, the Runover came back. There's also... So, Silken Strength is a decent combat trick. These things always get me, specifically, because of how I try to force combat tricks out of my opponent's hands early. Because combat tricks get a lot stronger the more the game drags on and the less removal players have in their hand, and the bigger the creatures get, because saving your 4/4 mid-combat is way more impressive than saving your 2/2 in the early game. I told you, I don't like you. I'm going to put you in my sideboard because I don't want people grabbing and going, I'm going to try this green card out, and grab some other green cards. Like, no. No, don't do that to me. Alright. Get a basic land, or was this a non-basic land pack and we get an actual card? Nope, basic land it is. Alright, 2/3 gives all of your mounts and vehicles haste and auto cruise and auto saddles when they come into play. So very good for that type of deck. Sideswipe is the you get one of these in like every set anymore. It's the 1 mana kill a creature, or in this case a vehicle, but you have to sacrifice something, in this case also a creature or vehicle, and if you sack a vehicle you get to draw a card. It's actually decently strong with the vehicles that we have that I'm using to ramp. But I think I just want another Artok Mammoth. Their top end beater. We also have Deathless Pilot here, who crews as though he were a 4-power, or saddles, and can come back from the graveyard. The 2 mana 2/2. Yeah, we're just going to take a Mammoth here. Alright, this is the Vehicle Gravedigger, and it mills 2 when it comes in, which I do think I want. There's also another Gravestalker and a green-black dual land. There's Winter's new card. You haven't seen him yet. And Skyseer's Chariot. Both rares. And what they do. This is that guy again, that we already took one of before. And I don't particularly care for this one. It's a lot of mana to look for a card. It's still okay, but it's not great. Oh, there's the Birthing Pod for artifacts. You haven't seen that one yet. One of the vanilla creatures. There's a cycle of these. There's 5 different legendary vanilla creatures, all mono-colored, and then green gets a common non-legendary vanilla creature also for the things that are themed around Murganda. Is one of the places the race goes through. Honestly, I probably want another Scurryfoot at this point. Like, he's okay. He's a 3-mana, 7-power creature, but the double black when a lot of my early game is green is, like, way too painful, I think. I also missed talking about the one land in the bottom left-hand corner is it taps for mana of the color of your choice. It comes into play tapped, but it also has Cycling 3. So that one's kind of interesting. Alright. I've got graveyard card, like graveyard payoffs and things that want things in the graveyard. So we're going to take the Molt Tender here. Let's have 3 of that thing. There's another back on track. There's a Bauble. Bauble is decent removal spell for early plays. Another shot at Silken Strength. The Ripclaw Wrangler, but I don't think that's one of the ones I want. I think I take another back on track. I've got enough self-mill that getting an Artok Mammoth or a migrating Ketradon back into play is very reasonable. Enters, each opponent sacrifices a creature or vehicle of their choice. Each player that can't discards a card. Sacrifice it, gain life equal to my speed. I think I just want another Maximum Overdrive. Push through for damage. Keep my things alive. Ooh. I love this card, but this is obviously not the deck for it. I do not have the artifacts for it. I think we are taking Intimidation Tactics. It's decent, and the fact that it cycles pushes it over the top. Like, normally a card that lets you look at your opponent's hand and take away a creature, or in this case, an artifact, is not that great, but tacking cycling onto it so that way you can get their early play and disrupt their early game. Oh wow, that is 2 Pactile Terrors where we didn't see a ton of decent artifacts before them. We did see the one Haunt the Network, which is insane with this card, but not much else. Yeah, Pactile Terror is one of my front runners for, like, I'm going to draft around this card and enjoy it every time I do. Alright, let's take another 2-drop. I don't really like the Manalith unless I'm in a very specific deck, because it's not good at starting your end. Like, it starts your engines, but you're not attacking with creatures with it. Like, you're dirtling and ramping, so kind of meh in that regard. Alright, I'm just taking the rare. But I'm not running red cards, so I don't think I'm going to run this, but maybe. We'll put it up there for right this second. So we see where we're at when we look at the full deck. Well, that's a good sign the servers didn't explode when we went to deck building. Oh, Perilous Snare is still in. Okay, 8 cuts. Start by looking at the creatures. Oh good, the vehicles are down here, so if you've never played with a vehicle heavy set, vehicles are not creatures. If you count them as creatures, you're going to be disappointed a lot of the time, because they need another creature to be in play in order for them to function as creatures. If you don't have, like, if you play like 10 vehicles and you have like 4 creatures and your 1 creature dies, you're not going to be able to crew any of your vehicles for the rest of the game. So it's very important that you do not count these as creatures, even though they can be, like, they can still have a board presence as long as you have another creature in play. So we did wind up with 3 Molt Tenders, so that makes me think I need 1 less Velocibike here. Velociheart Bike. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That's very high for non-creature spells for me. Actually, with 3 Molt Tenders, we can probably lose both bikes. That's 10. I think I like the Maximum Overdrive more than the Silken Fist as far as tricks that improve the creature and make sure it lives through combat. Although the untap is not terrible on that thing. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I can probably lose one more card from down here. It might be the Intimidation Tactics. Like I said, it's decent, but it's still... It's one of the better versions of that effect that we've had in a while, but it's still not amazing, so... Alright, we might have too many 1-drops here. Which is weird because I'm trying to get to, like, these brutal top-end things. So it's not like I can go down more than, like, one land. But... I am wondering if I cut down, like... All the black cards down here and this one are for later in the game. So if we were to lose these two, we still have enough early plays so we could go down a swamp here. And then we just need one more cut. I want to make sure I have at least one Molt Tender, so I think... The problem is the Scurryfoot is better once I get multiples. You know, like, the second Molt Tender is a lot harder to maintain while I'm still trying to have things like this and this work. But at the same time, it's getting cards into the graveyard for them, so not like it's completely anti-synergistic. But I am wondering if I only want 3 or 2 Molt Tenders because of that. I think I'm good to try this. Let's see how it plays out. Dibble on my lunch here. Oh, immediately have an opponent. Well, I'm on the play, and I have the mascot, and our 3-mana 5/4, so yeah. Nope, seems good. The only downside is I don't have a way to crew the mascot on turn 2 right now to attack with it. So I'm really hoping I draw one of my 1 or 2 drop green creatures now. Okay, fair enough. Alright, since I did not draw a creature to crew it with, I'm just going to pass the turn and attempt to Maximum Overdrive here. Like, I'm assuming they're going to play a creature and saddle. Yep. And I'm going to use Maximum Overdrive to kill their thing because it does kill, like, my artifacts. Oh, they are also not going to... Alright, fine. You are late, Saddleback, or Venom Sack. Does it require that all Legacs have a rhyming adjective for them? I could attack as a 2/2 and just trade Mascot for Mascot. Or I can wait, try and get a 2-for-1 here. Yeah, I think I wait and try and get the 2-for-1. Okay. So the easiest thing is to just throw the 3/3 on the 2/2. But then that has them taking 5 here, and I still get to kill the 3/3. And yeah, we'll save the dog. Alright, now we have the broken wings for their flyer to get it out of our way. Okay. Haven't hit any of my self-mill cards yet. I kind of want to saddle the dog, hit them for 9, and then destroy their engine before they get anything back with it. Yeah, I think that's what we're doing here. Whenever you discard one or more cards created that may tap 2/2s. Okay. And they're off it because they're very far behind now. Oh, that is the achievement sound effect, because we have achievements now. Oh, Arena. Oh, somebody added their achievement badge. Hey, we have an early game. We have, like, cheap interaction. I have more swamps than forests, which makes sense because we're playing on Arena. So, of course, if I went, like, you know, 10 and 6, we gotta have more of the land. We only have 6 of. We have drawn over half our swamps already, and 1 forest. A grip full of green spells. Okay, they milled Deathless Pilot. Makes sense. Like, see, if we had drawn another forest, we could have double spelled this turn, but... Alright, let's get the dog down. I want to be able to threaten the destruction on that artifact before they get something really cool in the graveyard. It is only as a sorcery. This guy returns to hand, not to the battlefield, so... We're just gonna be mana efficient and play our largest creature here. They could have a removal spell, but if I play out one of the cheaper ones and hold up Quag Feast, I don't really have much going on in my graveyard. Like, that's not gonna do enough for me, I don't think. Yeah. Yeah, and getting choked to death on green mana when I have 10 forests in my deck is kind of ridiculous. So I can only kill a 3-drop right now. So I have to run out a Death Toucher and just hope it doesn't die, because I can't play 2 green spells in the same turn. Like, I would love to have just killed their guy there with Run Over. I just now noticed they have an island. Wonder what that's for. Yeah. Oh, they're gonna kill the 4/4? Sure. No, that's fine. Thank you. For finally me an extra green mana to work with. Yeah, I'm probably going to have to run over the 6/5 now. This can get back to 6/5 though, right? Yeah. Oh, this is all very frustrating. 6/5 has Menace, so it's not like I can just let it go, but at the same time, it's going to be very hard for me to win this game without any of my big creatures to work with. I'd be a lot more scared of her if they had more cards in hand. Yep. Currently have 2 cards in the graveyard. So we want to go... Is she giving them trample? Each creature that's attacking one of your opponents has trample. That is annoying. I might kill her for... Oh no, this is a sorcery. I was going to say I might kill her just to turn off the trample here, but... Alright. Okay, guess I'll lose then, because now I take 12 trample damage. Last card in their hand. Oh my god. Yeah, I just die now. Because I have to get rid of the trample on that. That's 4. Yeah, I don't think I can win this game anymore. Okay. Yeah, the last card in their hand had to be a removal spell there at instant speed for my Death Toucher. And not just them pushing damage with the idea that they would resurrect their dead creature. Alright, on to the next one. Seriously, Arena? Like, 10 forest, 6 swamps, mono black land base in my opening hand. Are you kidding me? I'm almost tempted to keep this between the Carrion Cruiser and the Cycling on the Ketradon with back on track, but if the opponent has one removal spell that breaks that up, I'm going to be in a lot of trouble. And I still need land in the meantime, but I do get to cycle. I'm going to keep this because of that, but this is very annoying. Yep, more green spells. Keep them coming. Oh, this is the card I thought that other thing was. So, enchantment enters, you mill 4 cards, put an artifact, creature, or land into your hand, and then, every time an artifact or creature leaves your graveyard, you gain a life. So, alright, we can cycle him, but he's also the only castable, potentially, in my hand. Okay, let's find a forest, hopefully. Alright, that's one. Jesus! 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 of my 6 swamps are in the top 20 cards of my deck. Does he have Menace? No, he just has the pump ability. Alright, we'll take the 2 for now. See if they want to make it 3. They want to spend all their mana. Oh my god, that is so dumb. I get choked to death on green mana again. There's only 1 forest so far in the top 15 cards of my deck, and 5 out of 6 swamps. Seriously? How? How do you do that? I do not love any of my options. I think I need to get the mana dork down. I need to be able to actually cast this thing. So if I run this out, maybe we hit one of the other things. Maybe we hit the other Artok Mammoth, actually, would be good. Nope. So we milled the other back on track and run over and maximum overdrive. Alright. Whips for 4, Cruise for 2. So, actually, if they spend their whole turn equipping it, that's fine. If they played another creature and crewed it and attacked, I would want the 2/3 back to block, though. But if they do that, then their 2/3 can't attack. Because otherwise I just trade the 3/2 for it. Alright, fine. Let's put some damage on them then. Yeah, if they spend their entire turn paying 4 to equip their guy and attacking... Alright, well I'm definitely down for trading the vehicle off here. It's already done its job by getting me a card back and putting other cards in my graveyard for my thing to work with, so... Yep. Cycle the Brood Wagon. And play a 5/4. Okay. Alright. Lose the land because it's not helping this thing at all. Alright, so now technically we have the 2/3 and the 3/3 to block if they don't want to equip here. Or I could also block with the Mammoth and pull it back next turn, but that might not be good enough here, with them probably giving that thing double strike. Okay, good. They didn't want to do anything with it. Alright, so I think I'm running out the 5/4 and the dog here. Because the dog can destroy the rollerblades next turn. Take away the double strike. Yeah, I think I just pass for right now. They're holding up infinite mana. Yeah, I was gonna say they probably have some type of removal or interaction. I don't need to walk into that just yet. You look at my dog. It's my dog. Alright, I have 2 other Doomsday threats coming in, so I think I'm okay to make them use something here. Okay. Or just straight up trade. Okay. Gain some life. Yep. Essentially the same as making them use a trick there. We just hate my green mana, apparently. So we have the 5 for this, plus the 2 to activate the dog, so... I kind of want to get rid of the rollerblades before they get too much value out of it, so... So let's force this to happen now, while they're tapped out. Get back the Mammoth. To exile Maximum Overdrive. Alright, now I think they're very far behind and need to find something. Huh? Trade off the 5/4, they do. Okay. And yeah, let's get it back on track. This holds off their flyer, stops them from getting to max speed by default. Okay, they had another one of those, so now this thing has lifelink. Oh. I was gonna say that's annoying, but that also kills their thing, so works out just fine. Hang on. Let's attack them with everything first, see if they wanna... Yeah, that's fine. Alright, now we kill the lifelinker. And summon a tiny mouse. Okay. If they want to block the Scurryfoot or the 2/3 with their 3/3. Okay. An exhaust here. It's into 1. And yeah, we probably just pass the turn at this point, make them come up with something first. Although, no, there are no, like, actual full-on block routes. Okay. Well, that's not gonna do it. Poison the 2, which still makes all of my creatures lethal. Hey! We have won another round. I think that merits eating a little more of my lunch. Celebration. You're funny, Arena. You're hilarious. I do have the Ketradon. I kind of want to keep the back on track. I don't think I can right now. Alright, there is my other color. Alright, I'll trade for their snake, or they can ramp with it if they want to. Yep. Let's get the extra point of damage in. Oops. This is the set of infinite priorities being held. Oh, do they not? Okay, they do have a land. I was gonna say, do they not have another land? But they do. The night market. Okay. I'm almost definitely pumping either way here. I just wanted to see if they would block first. And I'm pumping to get the extra damage. If they can kill the mammoth with like a lightning strike or something here, yeah, that's fine. Okay, it's not fine because it was a cantrip one, but... Alright, let's see if we get a better target for this. If we don't, we are pulling back. Actually, yeah, we'll pull back the mouse now. It's a 2/2 flyer, and they got the next 2 lands. They lost... They have 3 of these things. Alright, they're gonna attack me for 2? No? Okay. Get in for 5. Or trade. Both good. Alright, since they elected to trade, now we run out our 6/6. Because that gives us the better board position. If they didn't trade, I probably just activate and get another body. Okay, this is an uncommon. This is insanely unrealistic. You don't get more than like 3 maximum of any given uncommon in a box. And they've played 3 of them and have a 4th one on the bottom of their deck right now. Okay. Okay, Arena. Yeah, this is fine. We activate, we make a 3/3. Our 6/6 is currently holding back of this thing, which can become a 3/5 if they wanted to. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So they do still have enough mana to turn it into a 3/5, which makes our 3/3 and 2/2s. Ah, and they have that guy. That guy sucks. He's actually really good, but for me, he sucks. Every one or more creatures attack those creatures get -1 power, and you can exhaust him to make him a 5/5. Alright, so that's the Death Touch and Indestructible trick. Alright. Yeah, they want to block here. Okay. Alright, I will save my creature. Or attempt to. I'm gonna need the bigger body in a minute. Yeah, at first I thought that was the Quag and I was gonna use it on the 2/2 flyer. Alright, well, I am holding them off in the air for right now, but that's going to change eventually. And I do not have a good way to push through damage on the ground, so I'm going to need some interaction here for their dumb things. I'm just going to lose this game. Does attack as a 1-power Death Toucher, so... that's not terrible. Never mind, they have loot. Oh my god, loot's insane. If you have not seen him, I've actually been building a commander deck with the little guy. They currently have access to all 3 of these modes, by the way. He has haste, so they can, in fact, just draw 3 cards with him right now. So I think I'm actually supposed to punch out the 5/5 flyer here to get rid of it. Also, Loot has double strike, so my attacks are not great with some of my other creatures, but... like, I think I'm supposed to punch out the 5/5, and I have to do it with one of the larger creatures, not the Death Toucher, or Loot will just kill it. So... unless I could trick them into using Loot to kill this. Let's see if I can trick them into using Loot to kill this real quick. Like in response to the trigger. Because otherwise, any real creature they put in front of it is just going to die. Okay. Yeah, unfortunately I cannot stop them from drawing 3 cards with Loot. They are kind of low on life. They're eventually going to have to block this, though. Alright, so they're going to activate Loot and draw 3 cards here. Because they have to. Alright, so we have this kill that guy now. While they don't have the cards in hand. Because I'm going to need to be able to attack them, because their card advantage is killing me right now. They've drawn, like, 5 extra cards this game. And gotten 2 free lands out of one of their many, many, many Sky Serpent. Alright, let's see if Loot wants to kill it now. Or if they're just going to block it with actual creatures and kill it. Ah, they have a bounce off. Okay, that's fine. And redeploy. Alright. Well, shit. That kills us. Okay. So, yeah, let me pull this one up for you. So if you haven't activated any exhaust abilities yet, you may activate an exhaust ability you've already activated. Oh. Whoopsie doodles. That was not the correct one to activate. This is only during your turn also, so they can't activate loot on my turn to draw 3 cards here. So, yeah, I feel like that one was a mistake on their part. Alright, so we crew the Lagak again. Let's go ahead and crew him. We need to put as much pressure on them as possible now, because they are going to bury us in card advantage with loot now, if we don't force them to do something else. What? I'm missing something? Are they almost out of cards? Ah. Okay. That still doesn't kill my guy. Okay, now it does. Alright, they got rid of him. They went to 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Alright. And if they tap loot to kill my guy, then they're not blocking with him next turn. I need my trample guy. Need my incumbent trample guy. How much can they activate her for right now? She is 3 in X, so 2, 3, 4. Oh, am I just dead? I might just be dead. 4, 9, 10? Yeah. Hey. No, I think they have every insane exhaust creature and the re-exhaust every creature card. Yeah, they're just going to make all their flyers giant now because they have 4 of them and I don't have 4 reach creatures, so... Maybe I had to attack last turn with everything then, but that doesn't seem great. Yeah, it's just infinite flying damage. Yep, you got it. But then again, it's not like I knew this was a thing that they were going to have, so... And they didn't have to take any of that, or... Did I just get an achievement for losing? Screw you, Arena. Or did I get an achievement for my Death Touch creature getting involved in combat? My combat arena still stands regardless, but mostly because it keeps giving me mono black hands with all my green spells. Like mono swamp hands, rather, with all my green spells. And then the one time it doesn't, it gives me a mono green hand. Which is still much more workable, but... Alright. I have 1 drop, 2 lands. 3rd land unlocks this thing. So we're keeping it, but it can very easily go sideways for us. Please no Blastronaut, thank you. I am going to need some lands very soon, though. Like, the next 2 draw steps. Preferably a swamp. Like, I have double green, so if it wants to start flooding me out with swamps, that'll be fine. 2 mana, 3/3. Perfect. I accept. So the card I was talking about before, so there is a rare red creature that is a 1 mana, 1/1 menace. Start your engines with like 2 mana of any color to pump, and at max speed has double strike. That thing is insane. I almost got soloed by it at the pre-release. Like, literally almost got soloed by it at the pre-release. Like, trying to cobble together enough blockers every turn to deal with it. I'm actually okay with this because I have my 5/4 in hand, so this gets rid of one of their 2 creatures to double block that thing with. That's a good sign if they're cycling. Oh, no, that's a great sign, apparently. Alright, hit him for 1. Summon a 5/4, and hope that kills them. I want to draw a land next turn and be able to either exhaust this or pop my Molt Tender onto the battlefield and still have access to my other cards. If they're missing land... Okay, they found their land, so we're back to having a regular game of Magic. They just gave up the mana benefit of being on the play. Perfect. Found my swamp. Alright, so the 1 mana trick is +2/+2, but this isn't a fight, right? I just straight up deal damage, yeah, so we're just gonna punch that out real quick. I wonder if I was supposed to tap the black there so I could double spell, but I think they're far enough behind now. Alright, that is a vehicle that automatically crews itself and has the ability to come back from the graveyard once. Or 2 haste trample. I will take 4. Let's see. Yeah, I think I just take the body now. Hit them for 7 and then play another mouse. Yep. Although I do have to be a little careful because white, red specifically has 2 different wraths. There's a 5 mana, just kill all creatures and vehicles, and it has cycling on it. And then there is either 5 or 6 mana. You choose one of your creatures, like up to one of your creatures to exile until end of turn, and then you deal damage to each creature in play. I want to say it's 4 damage. It might be 5. But they were missing lands anyway, so building out to the board didn't seem terrible. Just going wide around them. We could play the other guy next turn to give trample to our 5/4 if they just put out like one big blocker or something. They'd have to chump anyway at that point, most likely. So what they could have that would be both big enough or make the extra body so that they could block the 5/4 and something else, maybe. What does make multiple bodies in this set? For relatively low mana. Oh my god, it's both colors of mana. 1-drop, 2-drop. Thing to ramp into. The only thing that's going wrong is the opponent is going first. So I'm probably going to die now. Rena is giving me the best hand to have the worst time with. Yeah, that is a swamp. Alright, if they're black-blue, I think I lead with the Death Toucher, and I do think I mill a card here so I can ramp my mana next turn. Possibly put stuff into the graveyard for my other things down the road. Because I might just want to run out the 4/4 and possibly even crew up the Lagak and attack with it. Build one of the cards I would like to be setting up, so that's a little bit sad. So they could have the counterspell, counter a creature or artifact unless its caster pays an additional 4. I don't know that I want to run out my larger threat in when I can just play one of these. This only boosts toughness. Blanking if there's a particular flash creature I need to worry about. I don't think so. The only one I can think of is the Waxen Duplicate, which, you know, isn't a factor right now. Oh, hey, they did have Spectral Interference. Imagine that. So yeah, better to run the 2-mana 2/2 into their counterspell than my 4-mana 4/4. So there's a part of me that wants to run out the 4/4 here, but I think I'm actually supposed to play the Mole first. To try and hit the 5th land, so that way I can cast a 6-drop next turn. Yeah, perfect. And now we crew this up, so that they would have to block with both of their creatures. I mean, it's still a 1-for-1 trade, but this way it actually kills both of their guys, where it wouldn't otherwise. Yep, and they just take 2 instead. Okay. Get to go. Okay, nope, that seems reasonable. So tap both of my guys. My turn. I have a whole lot of different things to potentially work with. So first we play out the land. And we just attack for 2. Boosting its toughness wouldn't matter if they blocked with the 5/4, so there's no reason to tap my guys. And then I think we lead with this one. It stops the flyer from getting in. If they don't have a removal spell. And it keeps me relatively stable. Yeah, their 5/4 is going to be a problem if they get to max speed, because I've already lost one of my removal spells, but... Superior Divination. It's like, we've power crept non-card draw spells so much. Like, what does a card draw spell have to look like at this point? Ooh, winter is here. Exile X artifacts from your graveyard. Each other non-artifact creature gets -X until end of turn. They currently don't have any dead artifacts, though, so... If I attack with the 6/6 here, they would have to double block with the 5/4 and one of their other creatures to trade for it. So I think that's okay. Also, if they had traded with it, I would get to cast both of these this turn, because I would have another creature in the graveyard. Since they took it, I'm actually kind of tempted to just put maximum pressure on them. Like, they can't get to max speed this turn cycle, so... They're going to have to do something now or just die. I guess not just die, but they're going to have to block with a bunch of their things next turn. And if they're attacking with the 1/1, that's one less creature that's back to block, so... Alright, what's your cool trick? Currently have 3, so this would be 5. With mana value less than or equal to, so he's a 5-drop, right? Alright, this is a sorcery, so I do have to kill him now if I'm going to go for this. Can't just try and get into combat and hope that they do the wrong thing. Also, if he doesn't die here, they might actually have to chump with him. Okay. Alright. I think for good measure, we cast this guy and crew the elephant. And just go for it. Even if they bounce the elephant here, I tapped a creature that wasn't going to be able to attack anyway, so... It does feel like they have either the cheap bounce spell or another removal spell in their hand, so... They're trying to figure out which creature they need to get rid of. Siphon, okay. Alright, so that puts them to 9. So let's see, if they block this and block this, they take 2, 3, 4, 5. But they don't have to. I mean, they do have to block the 6, so they have to dump that 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and throwing him in doesn't make it lethal if they were to double block this. So I think we just attack with everybody else. And the Lagak needs 2 things to crew. Oh, they are going to double block that. Okay, so 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 puts them to 2. And they lose both of their other creatures. Seems good now. Seems like we win this game, barring something crazy next turn. Take that, Ranger. You jerk. I don't know what they could have at this point. Haunt the Network would gain them 3 life and put 3 blockers down, which would let them live, but not much else. Okay, lifelink, Ward 1. Look at the top, or look at target opponent's hand, you may choose a card from it. Okay, so they can make me discard my 5/4 here. They do, I get to draw a replacement card, though. They might not want to, because right now it's not killing them for me to have this. If I attack with everything, they block the 5/4 with the 4/4, the 3/3 with the 1/1, and go to 1. Whereas if they give me a new card, yeah, I might actually... Oh, okay. Now that they've seen what it is, they've decided to just get rid of that card specifically? Okay. So... if I crew this and attack with both, they trade here, take 2, go to 4. Or chump with the 1/1 also. Yeah, I think that's the best I can do here. Because if I attacked with everything, they would go block this, block that, take 5, and go to 1. But it would also let them chump the 5/4 instead and block, like, my 3/3 and eat it and keep the 4/4 lifelink. And go to 1 that way also. So yeah. And the game continues. They're very far behind, but they have 3 cards in their hand and I do not have a spell, so... they can rattle off a spell or 2 here to stabilize. Now Haunt the Network would actually be a huge game for them. Because then I either have to crew the Lagak or not attack with it. Which means that it's stopping one of my other creatures from attacking. And it would be 3 bodies and 3 life, so they could, like, triple block the Mammoth or something. They want to get to max speed. Alright. Let's see what their max speed card does. Makes bodies. Terrific. Well, that's really bad for me. Alright, so... this takes out... ooh, no, not that. Go to combat. This takes out the 2/2 blocker that they're going to make each turn, if they want it to. They could have taken it and tried to kill it next turn, but... alright, time to go wide around them. Yeah, unfortunately they could have blocked the 3/3, blocked this and taken 3 and gone to 1 if I had just attacked with everybody, so... oh, wait. Oh no, I could have made this the 2/3 so they wouldn't have just gotten to like trade with the 2/2 for it, but it still would not have been good if I played this pre-combat and made the token and saddled. Alright, what's your new card? What'd you draw this time to keep you alive? Be mean to my mouse. A 3/2 that makes a 1/1. Yep. Alright. I don't need much, and there are things I can definitely draw here. But Mars was not one of them. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that has the two smallest creatures getting through. Which unfortunately is 3 damage, not 4. But would force the two 1/1s to block separate creatures. The problem is the 1/1s would block the 2/1 to kill it. And one of the other things. And every turn that I don't make them block with their 2/2, they get another body, so I kind of have to send this in again. I send in both 3/3s and the 2/2. They eat a 3/3 with the 5/4. They trade with a 3/3 with the 3/2. Yeah, okay. Yep. 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 They gonna get cut in half, or are they gonna lose a Thopter here? Okay, they're gonna kill him. Take 2 the other way. So I get to kill either both Thopters or the 2/2 and one of the Thopters. I think it's the 2/2 and one of the Thopters. Because the Thopter is not a great blocker here. It's a better attacker. So we go... that. Go to 2. Play my land. Pass turn. I just need one of my resurrection cards. Something. I no longer have a removal spell for the 5/4. I don't think, because I've milled the fight anyway, or the punch anyway. I've used the Quag Feast, so that's terrible for me. Yeah, I'm gonna lose this game because I cannot force through the last 2 points of damage against them. They keep drawing spells and I keep drawing land. This is exactly what I said before. If they just rattle off a spell or two and I draw a couple of lands, I just die. Like, every single time. I guess we wait. Not that it super matters, but we wait. Because yeah, I made 2 bodies, but they're going to make another body here minimum. So, and my guys are all smaller now, so my 1 power guys don't do anything, and my 2 power guys deal 1 damage to them. which is basically my entire board at this point. Come on. I need, is it back on track as the reanimator spell? That puts them to 3, and puts another body on the table. I cannot actually imagine winning this game anymore. Like, I don't think I have the cards left in my deck to win this game anymore. Oh, right, he has Vigilance, too. Like, that wasn't even risky on their part to tap one of their creatures. It's not even tapping him. I forgot with everything else he did. Alright. You have effectively won this game. Wish this were a Surveil, so I could have gotten rid of all these lands and found something to win this game with already. Because I don't think I can actually win even if I got back on course now, because what am I going to get back? The Trampler guy doesn't do much. This isn't going to do much. I would have to get back that to not die to the Flyer, because I'm just taking 5 in the air from him now. Alright. Alright. They got it. I'm not going to be able to win this game anymore. I literally cannot win this game anymore. They're so wide around all of my guys, and going to actually be ahead on life after this, that I actually actively cannot win this game anymore. We had it, except that we needed to draw a spell instead of any of those, like, first 3 lands that we drew. We would have been fine. Alright, well, it's not terrible as far as the first draft of the format goes, but it could have been infinitely better. Just like one more spell there to get that 4th win. Alright, that's going to do it for me for right now, so thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Have a good rest of your day.